My heart raced when I received that mysterious box. The sender was my late husband, John. My hands trembled as I lifted the lid, revealing love letters he had written during the Afghanistan war. Tears flooded my eyes as I read his words of longing and love. Each letter felt like a piece of him I could hold on to, as if he were still with me, even after all this time. As I reread the letters, memories of the happy moments we had before the war flooded my mind. The smiles, the embraces, the whispered promises in the wind. How I missed those times, that pure and true love we shared. One letter caught my attention. John mentioned a secret he had kept from me. It left me intrigued and worried. I decided it was time to investigate. I needed to uncover the truth, even if it was painful. John's letters were guiding me on this journey, giving me the strength to move forward. With determination, I took the box of letters and began to sift through each one, looking for clues, any hint that could lead me to John's hidden secret. Days passed as I delved deeper into those words written with so much love and longing. Each letter felt like a piece of a puzzle, bringing me closer to the truth. As I continued my emotional journey in search of answers, something inside me changed. I felt a mix of emotions, from sadness over losing John to the hope of discovering what he had hidden. It was as if this quest was transforming me, making me see life in a different, deeper, more intense way. Rereading the letters made me relive the happiest moments of our relationship. I remembered when we first met, in a charming cafe on the corner of Main Street. John approached me with a shy smile, and our first date was filled with laughter and conversations that seemed endless. He was charming, funny, and incredibly passionate about life. The day he proposed was one of the happiest of my life. We were in a park, the sun setting on the horizon, when he knelt down and gave me a simple but meaningful ring. His eyes shone with love and hope, and I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. I accepted his proposal with tears of joy in my eyes. When John was called to war, our world changed drastically. The farewell at the airport was painful. He held me tight, promising to return to me. "I love you, Evelyn. Never forget that," he said before boarding. The following weeks were filled with worry and longing. John's letters were my only connection to him, my only comfort. John's letters described the horrors of war, but also spoke of his unwavering love for me. He described the harsh conditions, the constant fear, and the camaraderie among the soldiers. But amid all this, his words always carried a message of hope and love. Then I found the letter that revealed the secret John had kept from me. My heart raced as I read those words, understanding the truth behind the mystery. John had a child with another woman during his stay in Afghanistan. The pain of betrayal mixed with the sadness of loss was almost unbearable. I decided I needed to find John's child. I needed to understand what he meant to my husband, and maybe even find some comfort in this unexpected connection. So, I embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind John's secret. My search took me to several cities, talking to John's former colleagues and following leads in his letters. Each conversation revealed more about the man John was during the war: brave, loyal, and always caring for others. People spoke of him with such respect and admiration that my pride in him only grew. After much searching and determination, I finally found John's son, a teenager with the same deep blue eyes as his father. He had so many questions, so many doubts about who his father was and why he wasn't present in his life. Our meeting was emotional, full of tears and shared memories. The boy, whose name was Jack, looked at me with curiosity and nervousness. We sat in a cafe and began to talk. I told him about the wonderful man John was, sharing stories and memories that he never had the chance to know. Jack was eager for information about his father, and I was more than willing to fill him in on all the memories I had. The need to confront the other woman who had a child with John grew inside me. I found her in a quiet park, where the sun was setting on the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange. She looked at me with surprise when I approached, but soon realized the reason for my visit. "I know about your son. He's a good boy, just like mine," I began, with a firm voice. The other woman looked away, visibly uncomfortable with the situation. But I knew I had to face this conversation, not just for myself, but also for John's legacy. John was always a loyal and honorable man. He loved me and you in different ways, but the love he felt for both of us was real. We can't change the past, but we can choose how to deal with it in the present, I continued, seeking comfort in my own words. The woman looked at me, her eyes filled with tears. In a moment of silence, she finally spoke. "I never wanted to hurt anyone. I loved John and wanted a family with him. But now I see he already had a family, and that I was just a temporary part of his life," she confessed, with a heavy sigh. I hugged her, feeling the shared pain between us. Despite all the hurt and regrets, we knew that John's love was the bond that united us, even if in a painful way. Returning home that night, my heart was filled with conflicting emotions. The journey to find answers about John had taken me to dark and painful places, but it also brought moments of connection and understanding. I knew there was still much to discover, but for now I allowed myself to rest in peace, knowing that John's love would never die, even with time and distance. During the ceremony in honor of John, something unexpected happened. One of the soldiers who served alongside John approached me, holding a letter in his trembling hands. He explained that John had left that letter for me, a final message he wanted me to read at the right moment. My hands trembled as I took the letter, feeling the crumpled and worn paper. With a racing heart, I opened the letter and began to read the words John had written for me. Tears streamed down my face as I absorbed each phrase filled with love and gratitude. He told me about the happy moments we shared together, the challenges we faced, and how much he loved me. His words touched my soul deeply, bringing comfort and peace to my heart. "Dear Evelyn, if you are reading this letter, it means I am no longer by your side. But know that my love for you will never die. You were the light that illuminated my darkest days, the strength that sustained me in moments of weakness. I could never express in words how much you meant to me, how grateful I was to have you as my life partner. I know there were secrets I kept from you, things I preferred to leave buried in the past. But know that every decision I made was for our well-being, for our happiness. I never wanted to hurt you, only to protect our love from the pain and sadness that life reserved for us. I hope you find peace in your heart, that you can move forward knowing that our love was real and true. I will always be by your side, even if only in spirit. Remember me with affection, as I will always remember you. With all my love, John." As I finished reading the letter, I knew I had finally found the closure I had been seeking. John's love for me was eternal, transcending the barrier of death. I looked around, seeing the concerned faces and tear-filled eyes. I smiled, feeling a deep peace in my soul. I knew that from that moment on, I could move forward, carrying John's love with me forever. And as the sun set on the horizon, I knew he was there, watching over me, guiding me with every step I took. My heart was filled with gratitude and love for everything we had lived together, and for everything that was yet to come. I knew that no matter what the future held, I would always have John's love to sustain me. As the ceremony ended, I stood up, holding John's letter close to my chest, and moved forward, ready to start a new chapter in my life, with the certainty that true love never dies.